everybody. What's crapping today? Hope everyone's doing well. I know we didn't get a snow yet, but I heard we're supposed to be getting snow sometime tonight into tomorrow, which, boo, not looking forward to. Hope everybody stays safe from that. Not looking forward to that. I'm here with the lovely Ed. Hi, how are you, Ed? Nice to meet you.
I'm doing great yourself. Nice to meet you too.
Yeah,
and we do have snow here, unfortunately.
Oh, boo. Where are you at? I'm in Michigan, so.
I'm in Halifax, so I'm up in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Nova Scotia, so.
That makes a lot of sense. I know a lot of people over in that area.
Yeah, we've been lucky so far this winter. It's not been too snowy, but today was. There's not a lot of it, but it was just coming down all day.
Oh no, boo. Yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be us come Wednesday because we haven't really had a really big one this year. So, whoa, damn, not cool. Let's see. Let me go say hey to chat real quick. We have GT Comics was hanging with us all the way from 11 o'clock this morning. Thank you for being here. Oh, and JSS, what's up, JSS? How are you doing? Yeah, we'll have more people be popping in here right now. Awesome. Hopefully they're not stuck in a snowstorm. I know it would be awful. But yeah, so those who are just joining us, please give an introduction. Oh, there's Callie Comics. What's up, Callie? Please give an introduction to yourself. Let's see. Let's get to know you. Hold on. Where's the thingies? There you are. There's your face. Right. There you are. Hi.
So I'm Ed Brisson, comic book writer. I've written a lot of stuff over the years. I started out doing a lot of creator-owned work, like Murder Book and Comeback, Sheltered, etc. So for self-published, Image, Dark Horse, Boom. I've worked for Marvel on books such as Uncanny X-Men, Ghost Rider, Iron Fist, Old Man Logan, and others. I've worked for DC on Batman Incorporated, did some Stormwatch. I've done some other stuff for them here and there. And right now I'm writing Silverhawks for Dynamite Comics, which comes out tomorrow, and Thundercats Lost, which comes out in March, which I guess comes out just over a month from now.
Yeah.
Time is moving too fast.
It's moving way too fast. Oh, it actually comes out on my birthday, March 5th. Let's go.
There we go. Awesome.
Perfect. It was meant to be. Let me see. And yep, Michael is in the chat. What's up, Michael? How are you doing? Yes. As a beloved 80s baby, as myself, we grew up on Thundercats, He-Man, She-Ra. We grew up on all this stuff. Silverhawks is one of my favorite. I actually have some OG viewfinders of my Silverhawks.
Oh. I didn't even know they made viewfinders for Silverhawks. That's
amazing. They did. Yeah. Oh, I was big into Silverhawks back in the 80s. That was my jam. So it's very exciting to see all the stuff that I loved back in the day coming forth into the spotlight again. So I love that. So it's very cool.
Agreed.
Very exciting.
I was a big fan of them myself, and I lobbied pretty hard to get this book when I found out that Dynamite was doing Thundercats. I started pestering them about the possibility of Silverhawks and kind of kept on Declan mostly, and then the editor when I was later talking to him about the possibility.
Sometimes you got to do that. Let's go. I would love me a Hordak. I have Hordak next to me. That's one point.
Yeah.
Hordak series. Let's go. He's my favorite. Yeah. Silverhawks Viewfinder. Yeah, I know. You didn't really see a lot of merch for Silverhawks back in the day, really, but yeah, I still have my OG set of the Silverhawks viewfinders.
Yeah, I think because they launched big, they were doing a bunch of stuff. So we had the figures, but there was a second wave of them that were supposed to come out back in the 80s that got of toys, that got canceled as soon as the show had the plug pulled on it, which is too bad.
Yeah, that's too bad. But yeah, it was a great show. I love that. It was like literally my trifecta of sexy villains is, Mumra, Hordak, and Skeletor. Let's go. Yes. You be quiet.
I don't know about your definition of sexy, but yeah.
Yes. Listen, people know I'm weird. I like my villains. But yeah, those are my guys. No, that's great. That's very exciting. I love seeing that these properties are coming back and finding a whole new audience as well, which is great. It's fun. Good times. So yeah, you're on the Silverhawks, and you're also on the new series, which is Thundercats Lost, which comes out in March. Oh, yeah, it's very cool. And I just saw a question from JSS. That's very cool. I can't wait to ask you this as well. So it's very cool.
All right, cool.
Yeah, he wants to know. Please tell us about some of the art that's on your wall in your office. That's okay. Yes, no, I'll get to that right now because that's dope.
Yeah, so I I don't know how well you can actually see the art, but I have a predilection towards like collecting, which is, I'm sure we're all comic people, we can all understand. And I sometimes put rules on myself to try and limit the amount of collecting that I do. So I had all this stuff here is original art from books that I've written.
Oh, cool.
So that's all. When I buy original art, I love original art, but for the most part, I keep myself to only getting things from books I've written. So I'm going to try and see if I can. This is kind of backwards here, but this one that I'm pointing at with my pen is from third or fourth issue of There's Something Wrong with Patrick Todd. It's by Gavin Guidry. There we go. Oh, this is terrible with my pen. That's from Ghost Rider.
Oh, nice.
Aaron Cooter. I'm just going to turn around and point because this is this one right here is an Iron Fist page from my run. That's by Mike Perkins. This is from an Alpha Flight one-shot that I wrote back in 2019. That's Scott Hepburn. So it's Alpha Flight. This is a page from Dead Man Logan, which features Glob Herman, which is one of my favorite characters. This here is a variant cover for Sheltered, which is a creator-owned book I wrote. It was for Image Expo 2012 by Johnny Christmas. This one here is a Ninja Turtles X-Files crossover page, drawn by Michael Walsh, inked by Adam Gorham. Something we did in 2013. This is an Old Man Logan page featuring Alpha Flight, drawn by Damien Cazzaro, who is probably my longest term collaborator. Let's switch around here. This one here, that's Iron Fist. That's the first page, the first issue of Iron Fist that I wrote. That's another Mike Perkins page. This is a cover for number 1, another variant cover by James Stocco for a book called Cluster. And this one over here, overshot it. There we go. This one is from X-Force issue 4, I believe. It's drawn by Dylan Burnett, and it's an issue where Strife has a new Mutant Liberation Front. Different, I think 1 or 2 members are the same from his old 1990s version. Sorry. This one, 2 of the new members on it are characters that I created when I was 12 years old, and then put in this comic while I was writing it. So I've got a few others around here as well, but yeah, it's all from books I've worked on.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that. I like when people collect art or something from a book that they worked on. That's really cool. I like that. Nice.
Yeah, it keeps a nice personal connection to the work, and keeps me from just going crazy and buying.
It's just
artwork.
Insanely easy to do. It's insanely easy to do that, especially with sketch covers. And you're at a con, and you're running around, and you're like, "Oh, that's glorious." And
yes.
Like, no, I need to stay focused here. Yeah, no, I've recently run into that problem. Yeah, those are pricey, but also you run out of space real fast in the house. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. Oh, Callie has a question. Which was more fun, Silver Coin or Creepshow?
I don't know. So I'm a big horror fan. Like I grew up watching horror films. I still watch horror films nonstop, and reading horror. Like I grew up reading, any sort of creepy looking horror book I could get my hands on. But Creepshow was a big thing for me growing up, so I was really excited to write that Creepshow 10-pager. The Silver Coin it's really difficult to compare them because I had this long history with Creepshow, whereas Silver Coin is actually a book that my friend Mike Walsh put together, and I was sort of he was bouncing ideas off of it and talking to me about it for maybe a 1.5 years or 2 years before he actually did it. And so, Michael Walsh, the artist on that, who sort of show ran all of the Silver Coin, and I are good friends. We've known each other for, almost 15 years now, I guess. Whoa, and so It was really great to just be able to work together on a project with him because it's not something we get to do very often. So I can't pick a favorite. Between the two, I enjoyed them both equally. How's that for a cop-out answer?
It's a perfect cop-out answer. So I'm going to ask you another horror-related question because I myself am massively into horror. Is there a franchise that you think needs to be revived that you would like to write?
I don't know. Like, I'm really enjoying that. Oni's been relaunching a lot of the EC horror stuff.
Yeah.
But in terms of like, do you mean like horror films or horror just?
You could do either one. You
Anything?
could do a comic pickup, or you could just do classic novels or horror just in general.
I don't know. Actually, it's a good question because a lot of the stuff I wish a lot of times they would just leave alone.
True. Yeah.
Rather than relaunch it. Like, I love, I grew up with the Nightmare on Elm Streets and stuff like that, and I love the Nightmare on Elm Streets. And those are kind of, I wish they would just let lie, but
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe someone's got a good take that I don't see. And like, I say that, and then I get excited for, like, I know that there's the Camp Crystal Lake TV series that's coming out. I'm excited about. So, I'm a complete hypocrite when I say I wish they leave things alone.
I also, go ahead. Go.
No, I was just gonna say, in terms of writing, there's nothing that like immediately, I'd love to revive. If anything, I'd just like to, I guess the dream would be to create something that has that sort of life that can stick around for a little while. I've got a couple horror projects in the works right now. And there's one that's very much, it feels like it could be like a thing that we return to several times. And even actually the book itself was kind of pitched as though we do a Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, but we come in, like, we start at part 5. So it gives us room to move backwards and forwards a little bit. So that's something I'm very excited about, but it's more like, I'm more interested in doing something original, I think, than sort of resurrecting a past property.
Yeah. I would say I'm glad that nobody has done anything with this yet, but I kind of have a feeling that might happen sometime soon. But I think Monster Squad is probably my favorite non-Unimon movie of all time.
Right.
Like, it has that, like, good vibes to it that you, like, really get you into, like, a movie, but it also has some good creepy, like, elements to it, which I love. But yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I love it. I'm huge into horror and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm very excited about that Crystal Lake series that's going to come out. So let's see.
Me too. I've been trying not to read up too much on it. I wanted to. I've gotten to the point now where I try not to watch trailers or anything like that. If I know a thing's coming, I'll just kind of sit back. But no, I'm huge into that. I was actually just thinking or looking at some photos I took earlier because I was in Pittsburgh last year, and I went to the Monroeville Mall where they filmed the original Dawn of the Dead. Did a lot of photos around there, and they've got a little George A. Romero museum in there, which is kind of cool.
Fun. That's awesome. I like that. Yeah, people are saying, shout out to EC Horror, and the new Creepshow comic has been awesome. Yeah, I hear a lot of really amazing things on that one. And we got some good questions in here. Yes, Monster Squad. Yes, that's right. Wolfman has nerds. Yes. I actually have those over there. The bootleg toys came out with Wolfman's nerds. It's one of my favorite things in my room.
Amazing.
Mark actually has a question about Sheltered. Do you have a hardcover omnibus coming out anytime soon, possibly?
Well, Mark, if you can speak and read French, I've got good news for you. There is one that's already out. In terms of us planning to release one, there's nothing on the table at the moment, but there, and this has been for a while, but there is some possible sort of TV talks around Sheltered, and I feel like if that happens, that would probably give us the push to do a collection, because now Sheltered has just gone out of print, I think, this year. So if we do bring it back into print, I think it makes the most economic sense to put it into a 3-volume, omnibus.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, we got Phil in the house. We got CJ in the house. What's up? I love that you guys are popping in here. I know it's not my usual time, but I know we're normally night people, but that's all right. We're gonna be doing some earlier streams. You know what? It's like, who was the first thing that fascinated you as a kid, got you into comics? I don't remember Night Gallery. No, I don't believe I do. What was that all about? Was that a comic series or was that a TV show?
Night Gallery was a TV series, wasn't it? Like sort of a.
I remember the
Talking
Hitchhiker, Tales from the Dark Side, and all that kind of stuff. Probably like that, maybe. I don't think I've ever seen that. I'll have to look that up. Let me know what you. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up now.
I'm already looking it up.
Oh, you're already looking it up. Sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it was a TV series from the 70s. So I don't think I ever. Oh, it's Rod Serling as well. Weirdly, I never saw that one, but always I watched a ton of Twilight Zone growing up. And as well the 80s series, which I think a lot of the 80s Twilight Zone is pretty corny, but I think there's some real gems in that 80s run of it.
Oh yeah, I used to watch that. I used to watch Tales from the Dark Side, all that stuff. Unsolved Mysteries. That was the whole loop going up as a kid. Oh, it had more misses than hits. Oh, I have to watch that. Cool, dude. I'll have to look that up. That looks awesome. Very exciting. I know we got some cool people happening in chat. We got a couple more questions, and we'll get to your book here because I know we.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's see. JSS. Let's have fun. What are your thoughts on Mr. Spears' work in the monster arena? Yeah, he's been doing a lot of covers and things interesting with some monster stuff. So it's been.
So I've only recently become familiar with his work. From him doing covers for ours. So I'll be honest, I haven't seen too much of his work outside of the covers that we have. But the stuff he's done for our books has been amazing. I actually emailed back the first time I saw one to find out the name of him, but I haven't had a chance to dig too deeply into his work.
Yeah, he's doing I think what he's doing for the monster community and kind of horror has been pretty cool because he's kind of blown up over the last couple of months with his own properties, but he's re-energizing kind of a love for that old school like Uni-Monster type of vibe, and I love seeing people get back into horror because of it. So that's been pretty cool. I like seeing that. And yeah, I have seen the covers that he did for what was the last one we had on here, but he's doing a bunch of them for the Dynamite that are coming up. And I've seen all the stuff that he's got going on. They're pretty awesome covers. I dig what he's doing. Yeah. And let's see. Also, House of Secrets, Mystery, or Ghost? Which hits best? Ooh, that's a good one. Those are some good comic series.
Yeah, House is. You know what? I never read much. House of Secrets is the one I for whatever reason, had a stack of when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But not much of the other stuff from that era. But yeah, House of Secrets I love. As well as the Marvel like Werewolf by Night and what else did they did one other that I read that was like I can't remember. I remember buying them from garage sales as a kid for like they're like 10 cents a piece, and would just walk home with stacks of them on my skateboard.
Yeah, I like all of the series. Plus, I'm really big into the Marvel Super Chillers. The Living Mummy and all that stuff. Those are fun. You can get those fairly decent still in back issue bins. But yeah, those are some of the best reads I think you can possibly find. They're a lot of fun. Let's see. I get to after I'll ask Kaylee's comment because it gets us back to the Thundercats stuff. And this is a very good question. Because you must have been a fan already into the Thundercats and Silverhawks since you wanted these properties. How much homework did you have to do before writing Thundercats? Are you a giant fan and you already knew what you wanted to do? It's a very good question.
For Thundercat, Silverhawks was a bit easier for me because I knew like I had a direction already that I wanted to go. Thundercats was a little bit tougher because I was using a lot of the second the cast on our book is mostly the second season characters, Bengali, Pumyra, and Lynx-O, and then 2 new characters that we designed for the series. But yeah, I basically just went back and rewatched I own the 2 seasons of Thundercats and I own the season of Silverhawks, and I went back and just kind of rewatched everything and sort of pulling at threads and putting ideas together. But there is, I think it's 125 episodes of Silverhawks, so it's a good it's days, and I had to watch. I think it took me like a month to get through and that felt like I was shotgunning it, like getting through the stuff. But yeah, so I rewatched it and I read a bunch of the older comics that had come out as well. So yeah, there was quite a bit of research, I guess. But
Very
it's
cool.
still like I'm trying to take it off in a bit of a different direction from, like, say, the mainline Thundercats book. And so there's the research to make sure that everything feels like it's part of the same world, and I'm not sort of breaking anything.
I like that. Yeah, during the lockdown, I started going back and rewatching a whole ton of cartoon series. I went through like a ton of them, and I got like halfway through the first season of Thundercats not too long ago, so I want to finish that. But yeah, no, those like that era of cartoons is probably some of my absolute favorite cartoons ever. Like you could just put that on, you hear the theme, you automatically get like in a better mood. It's great.
For sure. And for me, that was like years of my life. Like I was a latchkey kid, so I'd come home after school and I'd have like about 3 hours before anyone else was home, and I would just sit there and for the first 2 hours, I think it was Transformers, GI Joe, Thundercats, Silverhawks, if I recall correctly, and I would just kind of be planted in front of the TV, absorbing the hell out of those.
Yeah, that's a very good block of cartoons. I love the cartoons from that era. Like, I don't know, there's something about the animation style back then. It's just absolutely fantastic. Yeah, Tomb of Dracula is another good one. Hey, Ken, what's happening? Night Stalker is another TV series. Oh, nice, dude. I don't know if I've seen that one. I know the name, but I don't think I've.
And Night Stalker was a great, like, Night Stalker's like proto X-Files. It was pretty great.
This is a very good question. I don't know. Maybe this will come up in the comic book. Can you please establish what ply of toilet paper Mumra uses? He's always been curious. Sorry, you couldn't help yourself.
Well, Mumra's not in my book, so you'll have to hit Declan up for that one.
Hopefully you come on. You can ask him all the Mumra questions your heart desires. Thank you very much for dropping the link tree, Christina. Thank you. Yeah, that is a lineup. That's a good one. Yes. There's something about hand-drawn 2D animation that's absolutely gorgeous. Like I really, really, really love it. In here, let me drop the link right now. This is like the link right now that you have going. I know there's gonna be more covers coming up here, but here's the link for Thundercats right now. This is for Thundercats Lost, by the way, because there is other series going on, but this is the new one. It'll be available in March. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Any chance of seeing a Thundar the Barbarian series? Ooh.
Maybe. I don't know. I think that's you'd have to bug Dynamite about that. Weirdly, not the first person to ask. I've been asked that a few times. So.
Oh yeah, that's a huge one. People really love that series. It's good. It's good times. But yeah, no, that'd be fun if that came back. There's a lot of different crossovers that you could really do with that as well. Let's see. Wait, what's this? Oh, cool. That's awesome. Kelly, you're coming here with the really good questions. Being as you work for almost everyone, which company was the best and which one was the worst? Oh, well, clearly Dynamite is the best. Like, what do you?
Yeah, sure. Whoever's paying me at the moment is the best, and whoever isn't is the worst. To answer that question, like, honestly, would be career suicide.
Yeah, no, you can't ask these questions, Kelly. You're a dork. That's awesome. But no, I really enjoy that you're coming out with all these because you're doing Silverhawks, which is available, I believe, now, and then the Thundercats Lost. It's tomorrow, and then Thundercats is available in March. So, well, let's talk about Thundercats, or not Thundercats. Let's talk about Silverhawks. So that's coming out tomorrow. What's going on with that series? Because that's the whole revival of the series.
That's right. Yeah. So it's I think it's the first time it's been in any media in almost 40 years.
Yeah.
Because the series itself, I think it was 86, and then there was a comic that wrapped in 87. So the Marvel comic series, which ran 7 issues, I think dipped over into 87. So that's that's 38 years. So yeah, the plan, for us, we kind of our sort of tagline or our mantra for it is we're treating it like Untouchables in space. For those who watch the show, probably remember that Monstar, his whole deal was he was a he was a mobster. He was a space mobster with a giant crime cartel, and the Silverhawks were an elite force of cops sort of put together to take him down. So our book is, we're staying on that path. The thing that we're doing differently from the TV series is that we actually open with Monstar breaking out of prison like he does in the TV series. I don't think this is a spoiler for anyone. And sort of he's unleashing this sort of reign of terror across the galaxy. He's pissed off. He's been in prison for 100+ years. He's got a lot of scores to settle. The difference between the comic and the old TV series is that we are taking a little bit of time to put the team together, because in the series it kind of just came like, here's your 5 Silverhawks here, and they're training for 5 minutes and then they're off fighting Monstar. We wanted to sort of step back a little bit so that we had a chance to learn who each of these characters are, spend a bit of time with them before they get suited up as a Silverhawk, before they go through the operation. And it's mostly just to kind of like ground the world a bit, because I think the cartoon was very exciting growing up, because it was the adventure of the week, and it was great, it was amazing, but there wasn't a lot of character work in the TV show. Like we didn't get to see who the backstory for any of the characters. You didn't really get to see what their personal lives were like. You don't even know what Bluegrass's real name is in the TV series. They never tell you. So we wanted to just ground the characters a bit more, round them out a bit more, give them a bit more motivation, show why they like how Monstar has impacted their lives, what everything he's doing, how it's affected them, and why they would sort of give their bodies over to this program to go fight him. We also are in the TV series. It sort of hinted at that there was a previous incarnation of the Silverhawks, or a Silverhawks-like team, and we're actually they're in the comics, so we get to meet that team in the first issue as well. So we're kind of spending some time just expanding upon the lore. For me, I really wanted to bring us into the worlds that were talked about a lot in the Silverhawks TV series, but were never really shown. Like we never really see Bedlama, except for, if I recall correctly, in a few flyovers. And so I want to show that there are people on Bedlama. There's life. There are families. There's things that the Silverhawks are actually protecting, rather than out in space just sort of battling this guy over, to protect these unseen folks. So that really, we want to dive deeper into it, really sort of make it new reader friendly as well. So if someone is not familiar with the cartoon, then they can jump on board, and they're getting everything they need to know. And those who are familiar with the show, then they're going to be getting sort of more information, more story to hopefully bring them back and engage them.
Ooh, I love that. That's awesome. Hold on, I'm saving more. I'm saving all your guys' questions, because I actually want to go and show off the Silverhawks page, and then we'll go back to you, and then we'll go back and talk about your Thundercat stuff, because there's some very awesome art that is happening on this as well. Let me see. Let me minimize this. So if you're looking here, this is the Dynamite page here for the covers, and you have a whole bunch of them. There's Perillo in here, Jay Lee's in here. You got some Declan's in here. Oh, Lyrics is in here. You got some really cool covers in here from a lot of people, and I love what I'm seeing in here. It gives me that 80s vibe still, like you're keeping it in the art style still of the old school style. But this one, I think this one's probably my favorite. It's gorgeous. It's one of my favorite characters. It's definitely Lyrics.
Yeah. That 80s aesthetic is something I want to keep. Like, even though we're trying to build out the world,
oh, here,
make it seem more futuristic. All the future tech, I want to have this sort of, and so we're looking at the future from the 80s rather than we're looking at the future from right now, and having our present day informing it. So we're trying to keep that sort of very 80s sci-fi feel for sure.
Oh, I love it. I love how every artist really nailed that like silvery metallic hint on it too. Like they did such a great job. Very good. Oh, that would have been sick if you saw as actual. This is Perillo. That would have been sick in an actual painting from him. That would have been amazing. But these are just fantastic. They did a phenomenal job on all these covers. It's great. It's very exciting to me because this just pulls me in and makes me want to look at. Ooh. Oh, that is so detailed if you're looking at this. Oh, man. That's phenomenal. I love this. Yeah, no, this gives me such 80s vibes. It makes me want to go watch the cartoon all over again, which I probably will end up doing because I'm on my 80s cartoon kick right now. Oh, this is just so gorgeous. This is probably a cover I need to get, but it's absolutely phenomenally gorgeous. Yeah, it is just so good. Yeah. Yeah, and a Jay Lee. Jay Lee's actually doing a couple of the other ones. He's on, he might be on, I think he has a cover for each one of the new Dynamite series right now.
Yeah, he's
so far. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been on Thundercats for sure. He's in the Silverhawks covers. He's on Thundercats Lost as well.
Yeah. Let's see. Don't worry, I'm saving our questions. Oh, you're just curious on dynamics. Yeah, we'll get to the rest of your questions in a minute. But yeah, always interesting if artists are chosen or given to work with. I think it's a mix. If you find somebody that vibes with your book, then you really want them on your cover. Or if like you're just given something from somebody like, hey, please do something with us. But yeah. Galaxy Rangers. I don't think I've ever watched the Galaxy Rangers for 80s cartoons.
That one.
I don't think so.
Headed to Google now.
Yeah, let's Google that one. But yeah, no, these covers are gorgeous. And this one here, this just gives me super like 80s, but also kind of like it feels like that kind of like old school, like Masters of the Universe kind of style a tiny bit, which I really, really enjoy. It's just fun. This is some good art happening right here. But this one, I think this is absolutely gorgeous. This is definitely Lyrics Lee, phenomenal artist. But these are fantastic. They're really good. Every one of these artists nailed this. Yeah, they nailed that vibe of that 80s, but also they kept it really close to the original like series as well, which is fantastic. Very good. Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, this comes out tomorrow. I believe you can still pre-order on here. So yeah, just go check that out. Wait, because today's Tuesday. Yeah, it'll be at your local comic shop, I believe, for pickup. But yeah, you can still order it on here as well. It's great. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for the Silverhawks coming back because they seriously were one of my favorite series growing up, and you don't really see too many people talk about them too much as well. So that's fun to see them.
Well, hopefully they will be after tomorrow.
Yes, hopefully. I hope it's a major comeback. Let's go. I love that. So yeah, that's the Silverhawks that you have coming out, which is fun. You're writing on that one. And I can't wait to see where that goes because this is very intriguing because this is something that hasn't been around for a hot minute. And you really can take it anywhere. And I love that you guys are going really deep into like the characters and the world building and showing off things that haven't been shown before in the original series. So that's fun. I love seeing that when people do that.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm really, excited to get it out there. We've got some long-term plans, some big stuff coming, and just hopefully people get in, people dig it, and we can keep going for a while.
Nice. It's very cool. Yeah, I hope it resonates with people, especially people that are not really familiar with the series. But it runs along those vibes of like that 80s style cartooning. So if you guys are keeping true to it, and I think people really, really love it. Plus the art's fun. The art is fantastic. It's got like that sci-fi futuristic vibe to it, but yeah, it's dope. What? Toxic Avenger came back. Now Silverhawks, you just need Brave Star and Popples. Listen. Let's get some Wuzzles versus the Popples. How about that? Let's do a horror book. The Wuzzles versus the Popples. How about that, Kelly? That'd be a good time. I don't think anybody would expect that ever in their lifetime, but I think that might need to happen. Yeah, might hold on. So I'm going to go to your screen for Thundercats. We can go talk about that series. Oh, yeah, here we go. It's the same. What am I doing? There we go. The same one.
Perfect.
There we go. So yeah, so this is the one here. You can still pre-order this right now because this has got on sale date of 3/5. So get that on here. Here, this is that there. Yeah, so you got also amazing covers on here too, which also there's Jay Lee. I want to say Jay Lee has a cover for all the new Dynamite stuff coming out. But yeah, it's fabulous. I love the way he nailed these characters here. And it just looks so like blends in with the face. Lovely.
The cool thing for me here, for me and Rafa both, is that we created 2 of these characters. So seeing other artists do their take on those characters is always kind of really exciting.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, and the characters, whatever characters that you did make, it looks like it fits within the world of Thundercats already.
Yeah, that was super important to us when we were designing them. We did a lot of back and forth and made sure that they felt new and fresh, but also like they belong to the universe. Like, if somebody had picked this book up and had been a casual fan of Thundercats, they could believe that these characters had been in the Thundercats cartoon.
Yeah, this is also nailing the series as well. It gives me that just straight up 80s Thundercats vibes when you look at those old school comics. Looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Greens on this are just lovely. But yeah, the artist on here did a phenomenal job. So this is great. So what's going on in the Thundercats? Give us a little bit about Thundercats Lost. What's this series?
Sure. If anyone's following the mainline Thundercats book or watched the cartoon, they know that the Lynx-O and crew were sort of shipwrecked after fleeing Thundera after it was destroyed, landing on Third Earth, where they're trying to rebuild. But our book, give me 1 second here. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's fine.
In our book, the idea is that there were people who knew that the Thundera was in danger, and so several years in advance there was sort of a second, or I guess Lynx-O ship would be the second, and there was another ship sent out to try and find a second home for Thunderians, for the Thundercats. And their whole mission was to go to a new planet, find a suitable place to set up, start building a new town, a new settlement, and then send word back so that the Thundercats could come and join them, before this destruction of Thundera. But unfortunately, that exploratory mission gets shot down out of the sky. They find themselves trapped behind enemy lines. They're on a planet that has an extreme hatred for cats. There's sort of a implied deep history between the people who live on this planet and cats. And so they're stuck on a planet with no way home, no way to contact home, trying to survive behind enemy lines and trying to find a way to get word back to Thundera that it's not safe here. So it's them on the run, them trying to survive, them sort of exploring this world as well, and we're trying to keep that sort of this done in, although it's an ongoing series, we're treating it like there's a bunch of done in one type stories as well, where they encounter different threats throughout the world and have to deal with them. It's a bit darker than the mainline Thundercats book.
Nice.
I think we start the issue with 20 some odd Thundercats, and there's only 5 breathing by the end. So it's a bit darker, but I think it's an interesting take to see these sort of Thundercats, stuck in a foreign place, stuck kind of out of time as well, and just doing whatever they can to survive, and hoping that one day they might make it back to Thundera before Thundera is destroyed.
Dude, that's awesome. I love the sound of this. This sounds amazing. And Callie says creating characters in an established world has to feel awesome. Yeah, it's gotta feel awesome. Like, especially when you do it right and it feels like it fits in there. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. So the two, if we're looking at the screen right here, so the 2 that we created.
Let me see if I can open the image here so we can just look at the better. There we go.
Yeah, perfect. So the 2 we created, I'm pointing at the screen and I realize you cannot see where I'm pointing. So next to the right of Bengali, there's Nico, she's also sort of a similar coloring to Bengali there. So she's a new character. She's a snow leopard. She's one of their sort of she's a warrior. She's incredibly fierce, incredibly tough. Doesn't take any sort of bullshit. Not a very nice, not a very pleasant person, but gets the stuff done. Nice. She's great. And then next to her, the guy bending down there is Ligon, and he is half lion, half tiger, which
cool.
in real life, or mostly in zoos, I guess, we have ligers, which are they have a father lion, mother tiger, and the thing about them is they don't get the growth inhibitors because that usually comes from the lion mother or the tiger father. So because you have a lion father, tiger mother, they don't get growth inhibitors. So lions or ligers tend to grow to be massive, like bigger than the parents. And so that's the same thing with Ligon here. He's a giant cat. Even though he's bent down here, so you can't really see it, but he's about twice the size of the rest of them. And he's the only Thundercat who doesn't have weapons. He honestly just pounds the hell out of people with his fists. He's incredibly strong, incredibly huge, but is also sort of the moral center of the team. He's very grounded and down to earth.
Nice. And Kelly, it's the first thing I heard of when I thought of Liger is Napoleon Dynamite's favorite Thundercat.
100%.
Oh, he looks like he's going to be a super badass. I like him. And I really like the designs on her face. Like she's got that kind of like Chitara kind of vibe going on here, but like she has like something different happening in her face, which I really enjoy. It's very beautiful to look at.
So anyway, those are the two we created. Very excited for people to get to meet them. And Rafa, who is the artist on the book, who we designed these together, has been incredibly great and doing a ton of great work here.
Hey,
absolutely like. I think Napoleon Dynamite made Ligers famous, but I remember watching the movie and then being surprised afterwards to find out that they were actually a real thing.
Yeah, no, that's such a great movie. Like we joke about that all the time because there's somebody in our community that looks just like Napoleon Dynamite.
Amazing.
It's fantastic. And this cover here, I am so. Let me see if I can. Okay, there we go. I love this cover here. It gives me those old school painted like pulp comic vibes.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I absolutely adore it. It's gorgeous just to see like the way that the sunlight's coming through here. It looks just phenomenally painted, or like a really good Copics or something. I would be impressed to see if this person did this in digital, because the way that they have this effect here looks like it's like Copics or like a lovely watercolor. Yeah.
That looks painted almost, yeah.
It looks painted, yeah. But yeah, no, it's phenomenal. Again, I love the designs. They're fantastic. It's really cool. I love seeing this stuff. Yeah, like an old Tarzan. Yeah, that's right. It looks good. It's good stuff. That's awesome. I love seeing that you guys are coming up with like really new characters and things in these properties. And I love that they're kind of like these been around for a long time. What do you have, like the 40th anniversary of the OG Thundercat series? I think Dynamite right now has like the Kickstarter for it as well. That makes sense. That is insane to me that was 40 years ago. But also it checks out because all of us are pretty much in our 40s. But it's still shocking when you see that number attached to that. You're like,
sure.
I don't
much like thinking about it, to be honest.
No. You're like, oh no.
I'm still in my 20s.
Yeah. Like what happened? We're teenagers. Yeah. But no, this is fantastic. I love the new characters that are coming out for both of these. I love that they're both on the screen right here. But this is very cool to see fresh takes on some stuff that has been beloved in our childhood for a long time, and I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I know. That's right. We're getting them back in our 40s as well, which I love, because I think that's it's a lot of the people that I know that are like around our age are getting extremely excited again to see all these properties coming back. I know there's like huge fans of some of the other cartoons, and I know people are like, yes, let's get more of these old stuff in here.
Mm-hmm. It seems to be having a moment for sure. And I'm pretty excited about it. And honestly, a lot of the stuff that's been coming out has been pretty good. Like, obviously Thundercats has been great. The G.I. Joe and Transformer stuff going on at Skybound has been great as well. So.
Oh yeah, I know. My friend Lewis is doing the Flash Gordon series, which that's amazing too, to see that be coming back as well. That's it's phenomenal. But yeah, here you can see just the height difference.
Yeah.
It's very cool. It's just like chilling. Yeah, no, I love the character designs are fantastic. Yeah, he looks great too. I like that you brought the tiger stripes as well.
Yeah, that's, a lot of that was Rafa. He did just an incredible job,
Good stuff.
and was very patient with a lot of my notes back and forth. He's been a pretty great collaborator on this.
Is this one going to be an ongoing series, or is it going to be like a little mini series?
That's the plan. Is that is ongoing.
Okay.
I think probably like everything in comics right now, how ongoing depends on how many people show up for it. But you know, I've planned out about a year's worth of it. So
ooh,
you know,
nice.
here's hoping that that nothing interrupts that. We can go for at least that year, if not longer.
Oh, that'd be fun. Moonaham art on Jando is spectacular. I'm seeing. Oh, there's gonna be a wacky. Whoa, there's gonna be a wacky races one shot. Really? Wow.
Amazing.
That's fun. I love that. Let's go. And yeah, wacky races. Let's go. Callie has a question. Is Claudius in the series?
So I just wrote a scene with Claudius.
Nice.
He's in the series, but in flashback. He's not with the team.
Okay.
So a lot of flashback to them. You know, he's the one who gives them the assignment to go out years ahead of the rest of the Thundercats.
Snarf is obviously the hero. Yes, Snarf is
we don't have Snarf. We have no Snarfs in this book, I'm afraid.
You gotta go, Snarf! Yeah, you gotta do that. No, that's phenomenal. I love this. No, I love that you also push them, because you said earlier that you really wanted Thundercats and Silverhawks, so I like that you kind of harassed them.
Yeah, a little bit. These are things that I really like. Really love growing up, and so you know, it's. I don't normally do that. I'm not a pushy person by nature, but it was just, you know, I just kind of, I just kept letting them know my interest.
Yeah. And once again, here you can see the scale too of the Liger compared to the rest of the team here. But I love this green, this like glowy green business happening. That's nice. Love it. Very cool. So these are more of the covers. I assume there's gonna be way more covers as well, because
I believe so.
You guys go full out on covers, and usually there's really good blanks as well, which I love getting blank covers to draw on. Yeah.
I don't know if there'll be as many as there are on Silverhawks, but I know that there's going to be. I believe there's still a few that have not been revealed yet.
Yeah, you still have some Mark, so there's probably gonna be way more, and there's probably gonna be a Mark Spears cover as well, which I'm gonna assume, because I think Jay Lee and Spears did a cover for each one of the new series coming out. So I believe so. Yes, the green kind of gives you, especially from here when you see it zoomed out a little bit, you got like that Magnolia Hellboyish kind of vibes to it. Yeah, it's good stuff. Hold on, I saw something else in here too that people were saying. Oh, yeah. Michael want to know, is there any chance Campbell is going to do an issue 0 like he did for Thundercats for the Silverhawks?
You know what? I have no idea. In terms of like the covers, I have like so little control over that. You know, there's a couple like the on Silverhawks. James Stocco was someone who came on because I asked for him specifically. But in general, I kind of just put my head down and get to work and let them figure it out. The James Stocco one was the one you were talking about, had the He-Man vibes if you scroll down a bit.
Was that on the Thundercats?
That's Silverhawks.
Oh, Silverhawks. Okay, hold on. This He-Man one. Oh, this one.
Yeah,
here.
That's Stocco.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This gives me super He-Man, especially with the way that they have the villain in the background. Yeah, that's, gives me those vibes. I love the coloring that they use, too. It's fantastic.
Yeah, he's a round incredible artist. You know, I really enjoy his stuff.
And this pose here, I love this. It's phenomenal. It's just glowing. Great. Goodness. But yeah, these are really good stuff happening. It just looks phenomenal. Really, I can't wait. But yeah, it looks like they're starting to put way more of the foils on here too. It looks like there's gonna be a blank because they're adding more.
Yeah, I think a lot of that stuff got added towards the end. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Lost, I guess.
Very nice. And Callie actually had a question about the artist on here. Have you worked with George before as an interior artist?
I have not worked with George before, but George and I have talked. I want to say for 2, maybe 3 years, maybe even longer, about working on something together. But
Cool.
it was just a matter of finding the right project. And then when I started working on Silverhawks, Nate Cosby, the editor, had mentioned George, and I thought it seemed like a perfect fit. So, this is our first time. Hopefully not last time.
Cool. Yeah, well, hopefully this project does last a while. You guys can do whatever you guys need to do in here, because it looks like there's a lot of stories that you can tell, especially with this one here. We have a whole new team. We have a whole different things happening. In both series, actually. It's fun.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like with Silverhawks, like I was mentioning earlier, like it was more action focused than it was really character or expanding the lore in the cartoon. And so the great thing about that is it leaves us a lot of opportunity to build. And same with Thundercats Lost, because those 3 cats were second season editions. They didn't have they do have their own backstories. I think Thundercats spent a bit more time on backstory for character, but we're for us, we're doing it a little bit different, because in the original Thundercats cartoon, they were stranded on Thundera and rescued by Burbles and brought to Third Earth, whereas ours is almost the opposite, where they're sent out in advance of the destruction of Thundera. And so we're doing a little bit of different stuff with those 3 cats, which is great. Everyone's been great about it. Dynamite and the licensor has been really open and encouraging about the things that we're doing.
I really like Dynamite's love for a lot of the older licensed properties.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell that they have that. I love the way that they talk about those, because you could tell that they were fans of it when we were younger as well, and I love seeing that. So I love that this is coming back. But yeah. Yes. Oh, you're more excited knowing it's more Thundercats and not just a new line. Yeah. No, I think that's a fun way to go about it, because there's a lot of characters in both of those properties, Silvercats and Thundercats, that you can really do something on, especially Silvercats, because you haven't been around in a long time. You didn't really get most of that backstory, the characters and all that stuff, especially the world building. You could really do so much with that, which is absolutely phenomenal. Here, let me put us back to our faces for a second. There we go. There's our faces. No, that's exciting to see that, and I love that you can expand upon pretty much anything, really. And I love that they're adding extra characters too to Thundercats, because that's some of my favorite things. I love when that happens, and it looks like they're meshing well with the older characters that I've seen so far.
Right.
So
yeah.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hope. Hopefully we introduce them and it feels organic. It doesn't feel like we're just kind of jamming some modern stuff on top of this old thing that people love.
Yeah, that's good. No, I can't wait for this to come out. I can't wait to read it, because it looks super good. And Suji actually had a question too. Since you're already doing Thundercats, you're already doing Silverhawks, is there another old school cartoon character or something that you would want to resurrect as well? Is another issue, another series that you'd love to do?
That's a good question. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
I'm sure the second I get off this podcast, I will think of something. There are some comic characters. I've been, I think, pretty vocal about in the past about wanting to do a Speedball series. He's a Marvel character introduced in the late 80s.
Hold on.
Giant Speedball fan.
You need to talk to Mike Beckerman, because Mike Beckerman is the #1 Speedball fan of all time. And Callie here actually sent him a burnt copy that they turned into a ring, and he now has a Speedball ring.
Amazing. Yeah, he's a character I love and have always been a huge fan of. And I came very close. There was a world where there was a new Speedball series. We came very close, but in the end, it didn't happen. But he's a character I've been wanting to write for years.
Oh my God! Yeah, I know. Listen, we tease him all the time because of penance, but you and Beckerman are going to become extreme besties. Let me tell you, you might actually know Beckerman, because he actually worked with comics. He does the 4C Live a lot. But yeah, no, this is hilarious. We tease him about penance all the time. Yes. Let's go. Let's make Mike's dreams come true. Let's get the Speedball out there. Let's go. Let's put this in the universe. And Callie says Brave Star. And hold on, back here we had an explanation of what Galaxy Rangers was. It was the first anime style shows produced mainly in the US, but the animation. Oh, interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up. Is it like did it have another name? What's that? What's that one series? It's very popular. I can picture it. Starts with a G as well.
Gatchaman?
Could be Gatchaman. I think it's Gatchaman. Is that the same one? Did they just rename it?
No.
Possibly? No? A different one? I'm going to have to look that up because I'm huge into like 80s, 90s. I also love Voltron, like anime style stuff.
Same.
Yeah, no. That's, oh no, my camera decided to die. What happened? That's okay. You can hear me. It's fine. No, this has been phenomenal. I love this. I love seeing what's going on with all the new series, and I love that. And I really hope this speedball thing happens. Let's go. Oh, Star Blazers. Is that the one? Yeah. No, dude. I'm gonna tell Beckerman this. So where he's gonna get this push. We gotta have
all
this
right.
happen.
If you can get it through,
yeah,
that would be amazing. But yeah, it was a couple years ago. It was very close, and so I have a pitch that I'm just sitting on. But one day.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, we're gonna put that out there. We're gonna get the speedball thing going again. And yeah, oh, even Cav says yes, speedball. Let's go. Yeah, it's fun to see like different people's like absolute loves of characters. I think I want to see something happen with Duckula. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Right.
Let's go. Let's do something weird with that. Come on, we can do more stuff with that. Let's do this. We're almost up on an hour right now. Thank you very much for coming on here. Joining me. We get one last question for Callie here. Oh, Callie wants to know: can you give us any insights as to how handcuffed you may have been writing your Batman stories?
Not at all, really. I did, Batman. Batman and Robin Eternal was the first thing I did, and that was a bit different than how I usually work because it was a writer's room scenario. So there were 6 of us breaking the entire story down, and each of us would go off and write our own issues. But when I did Batman and I did the Batman annual a couple years back, and then Batman and Robin, or Batman Incorporated, sorry. And yeah, it was a pretty chill process. There was no I don't remember really running into any brick walls or anything like that in terms of story I wanted to do. There wasn't any pushback.
Cool.
So yeah, it was a pleasant experience, to be honest.
I love when that happens. And Kev is the second person in here that says Thunder, please. Listen, we're going to put that in Speedball out in the universe. And we're going to get that to happen. Let's go. Nice. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Lovely getting to know you, and yeah, I can't wait to see what you're doing else with the Silverhawks and Thundercats. It's gonna be very exciting. So I'm very excited.
Well, thanks for helping spread the word.
Oh, you're welcome. I will go spamming this all over the place because I think it's important that people see all these older series that are coming back, and it's like this huge retro wave right now, which I'm here for. I love it, and I see some 90s things coming in as well too. But yeah. That was great. Yeah, thanks for coming here. We're definitely going to get that speedball story
All right.
going. I
Awesome.
need that. We need that. But before we get out of here, do you have any other appearances or anything that you're going to be at a con or maybe something coming up that you want to talk about?
Not at the moment. I'm mostly just working. In addition to comics, I'm working video games full time right now. And so my ability to sort of to travel is a bit hampered from what it used to be, and also I'm just I don't know, the last couple of years since the pandemic I've been a bit more of a homebody, cutting back on doing conventions, but I have a couple coming up this summer, but neither have been announced, so I don't want to jump the gun on the conventions themselves.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, it's just these things coming out right now. I've got, I think, 3 other books that are going to be announced over the next couple or few months.
That's exciting.
But again, I can't say anything because they're not announced officially yet. So
perfect. No, I love this. I can't wait to see where this is going. And also, video games. Let's go. You kind of need to have that in your life. That's fun. Are you writing video games, or what are you doing with video games?
I'm writing video games. I can't say too much about it. I'm like NDA'd. Up the wazoo, but I've been for the last year and a little bit. I've been working on a game with a large studio.
Ooh, cool.
That hopefully will be out, I think, end of next year or the year after. I'm not sure. It's a very slow process.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the speedball video game.
One day.
Go. One day. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, I know Michael. I know you were stoked when you saw the thumbnail go up. So yeah, everyone's saying thanks for coming here. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on here and hanging and talking all kinds of nerd stuff with me. We're gonna get out of here. I don't have an outro, so I hope you brought your spaz dancing shoes.
No dancing shoes on this end.
No, none.
None. Sorry, no rhythm. That's why that bass sits in the corner there.
Saw me broke it down terribly.
Right.
Oh, thanks, Psychotron. What's up? But yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for hopping in here. Super congrats and good luck on all the series that you have going on and your upcoming NDA disclosed things. And that speedball thing, we're gonna get that going for sure. But
awesome.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for everybody coming in here. Thanks for hanging. So that was fun.
Right. Have
Bye,
a good
guys.
night. Bye.